This video is to walk you through how to make your X's. I figured you might want an up-close version of it. So you can see I've gone ahead and I've made my little loop here. I made it a little bit longer because I was thinking this might be an oval, and typically I demonstrate the circle. So as I do this, I'm going to take this part I've wrapped, and now what I'm going to do is you can see that if I go like that, that makes it crosses between. That's going to make an X. If I went like this to go to the one before, that would make a 0. So we want to make that X because the X is a little more secure. I'm going to go through that part right there. Since I'm doing this on the first one, I go back to the center. As you get further out, you're going to go only between the two most recent coils. So now again, I point out if I go like this, it's going to make a 0. So I have to cross over in between the two, and now you can see that it's made that X. That's what you want to do. It's really important. That'll hold it nice and steady. I'm going to pull it tight, and then I'm going to make my second X. I always make 2 X's. You could make 3 if you wanted, but 2 holds it nice and securely. Again, I'm crossing in between the two. I'm going to go through that, wrapping around the coil previously before it. I'm going to go back in between, and look, there's my X. So that's what you want to do, and then you're going to cross. You're going to go back. Once you've got this and we pull it tight, then you're going to go back to wrapping it. So I'm going to wrap some more real quickly. And normally I go about an inch before I do another X. So I'm about an inch out. I'm going to take this, and again, I'm going to go between the two, like that. And then I'm going to go put my needle through the one right before it. And then I'm going to cross back over. See that? That's why I love this variegated yarn, because it makes it super easy for you to see that yellow X against that orange background. All right, so I'm going to take that and I'm going to pull it tight. And I'll make my next X. Again, go in between. Going around the one previous to that. And going back over here. Now I'm ready to wrap again. Sometimes when people do this, when my students have tried this, what they'll do is they feel like they have to go all the way back to the center. You don't. You're only dealing with the most recent 2. So I'm going to wrap a little bit more. And I'm going to make another X. Here we go. So I'm going to go between these two parts, just put it over like that. And then I'm going to go right around the one right before it. See, there's part of our X, and oh look, there we go. There's that orange. You can see it against the green, making that great X. I'm going to pull it again, and I'm going to make my second X. And then I'm ready to wrap again. So I'm going to wrap one more time and see if I can get, sorry about that. I want to get to right here if I can. I'm not going to make it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to change out your thread, your yarn. You're going to do it just like you did it before. You're going to take this piece, I like that, put this other piece just like this. You're going to wrap it a couple times, and then just go back here and start your wrapping. And I want to get over here to this part so you can understand that I'm not going all the way back to the center, that I'm just going to wrap around this piece. So this is a little bit longer than I normally would do, but what I'm trying to show you is that you just go there. Since I cut a new piece of thread, piece of yarn, I'm going to kind of twist it and pinch it, put it through my needle, and now I'm coming back over here, and I'm going to go in between the 2 pieces to make my X, and notice that I'm going to the one immediately before it, not all the way back to the center, right there. And then I'm going to go like that. Okay, and you can see I went orange one way and then green the next. I'm going to pull it taut. I'm going to wrap it around. Those tails kind of, if they're confusing you, I'm just going to get them out of the way. So I need to go in between the two, just like that. And I'm going between the one immediately before, not all the way back here, right here. And I'm making that X. And I can pull these out. I could probably cut them at this point, but I'll just keep covering them. And then I just hold them with my thing, and I just wrap them at the same time. And that's how you make your X's. So it'll make it nice and tidy. And you'll end up with a really lovely fiber quilt basket that shouldn't pull apart.